Welcome to our reading workshop for parents. Your children are participating in the Early Literacy Initiative Grant, which we call ELI. You received a permission letter in October to invite your child to participate in this reading opportunity. We want to share some details about what your children have been working on, what they will do this year, and also provide you with some strategies and resources that you can do with your child at home.
Welcome to our workshop. Your attendance here is greatly appreciated. Completion of this workshop will show that you are committed to working with your child at home. Welcome.
My name is Sue Ginsburg, and I work with the Division of Title I to support the Early Literacy Initiative Grant at the 9 schools where it is occurring.
Hi, and my name is Carrie Schoenfelder, and I'm an instructional specialist with Title I, and I focus on parent engagement. And we're so glad you're here.
Today, we will talk a little bit about this early literacy program, and we'll use the books that you have received. We will share strategies for reading at home and reading with your child, using activities with the books that you picked up at your school. If you were not able to get the books, there will be another date for you to pick them up. There will also be time for questions and comments, if you have any, at the end of the meeting.
The purpose of our workshop is to help our parents who are also their children's teachers. We will share some special techniques to use at home to improve your child's experience with reading. We purchased book sets for your child, like this, and we hope that you were able to pick them up at your school. The books we have selected are high interest books, and they have friendly characters with positive messages. These are books that can be read with your child. Some of the books are in English, some of the books are in Spanish. We want to create opportunities for you to read with your child in English as well as in Spanish.
Stepping Stones is a program we are using with our pre-K students to build foundational reading skills to provide them with a supplemental program that gives them another rich reading experience. Stepping Stones uses rhymes and poems, pictures, and fun letter practice. The ELI paraeducators, and in some of our schools, additional staff members, work with the children in small groups to do this program a few times per week. This helps to supplement what they are learning with the teacher. This instructional experience provides an extra opportunity for students to see and hear reading in very short lessons. These ideas are repeated to help them become familiar with the basic skills of becoming a good reader. The program does provide some instructions in Spanish to help our students who are English learners as well. Our Sound Partners program is used with our students in kindergarten through 3rd grade. It is phonics-based to ensure that students understand that letters have certain sounds. There is one specific paraeducator hired by this grant who has been specifically trained in this program. We also have trained other staff in some schools, so they are able to teach this program as well. These lessons instruct the children in putting sounds together, blending sounds, matching letters to their sounds, decoding or sounding out words by reading them in bits and pieces, as well as writing the letters that match the sounds. Students also read these words in sentences and short stories. A variety of books are used to reinforce learning at the level where they are.
So we have some ideas to share with you to make reading successful with your child. One idea is to find a comfortable place to sit with your child, maybe some pillows in the corner, and also to use a variety of strategies to read together. You can take turns reading, either every other line or every other page. It's totally up to you. And we want to remind you that even older children love to be read to. When reading with younger children, it is sometimes important to point to the words as you're reading so they can make that connection that the word, what the word looks like. It's also a good idea to make reading a regular part of your day. So either bedtime story or maybe after dinner or just any other time in the day when you have some time, but to make it a regular part of your day. But you want to make sure you're reading to your child. It's really important. They love to be read to. While you're reading, try to make it fun. So try to tell stories as you're reading along. Maybe tell a personal story. For example, if you are, reading a story about a family that's taking a walk together, or some characters who are taking a walk together, talk about a time that your family took a walk together or someplace that you went, just to remind them of some of the fun things that you've done together. But make it fun. That's the main purpose. So we have some videos we want to share with you that demonstrates what it could look like to read together with your child.
The title of this book is Bear Says Thanks. Thanks. There you go. I know. I love these bear books. All alone in his cave, Bear listened to the wind. He is bored, and he misses his friends. What's it mean when you're bored?
He's like you have nothing to do.
Yeah. Can't think of anything to do. Just sitting there. You're right. I could make a big dinner, a feast I could share. But he looks through his cupboard, and the cupboard is bare. So, I know. So this bear doesn't mean that like the animal. This bear means his cupboards are empty. Okay? So when he looked in his cupboards, they were what? Bare. And what's another word for empty? Bare. Then Mouse stops by with a huckleberry pie, and the bear says, thanks. Bear says, goodness me, a delectable pie. But I have made nothing, he adds with a sigh. Delectable. That's a big word. Say delectable. Yes, you know what that means? If something's delectable, it might be really, really, in this case, delicious. Tastes really good. Okay, let's put this one over here. We'll do that one another time later, okay? All right. But I have made nothing, he adds with a sigh. So what's delectable mean, do you remember?
It means it's
Really, really good, really, in this case, the pie is delicious and tastes yummy. Okay, Badger, he's got even more. What's Badger bringing?
fish.
That's right, Badger's bringing fish. Say Badger's bringing fish.
Badger's bringing fish.
And he wears a big frown. He sighs and he moans and he plops himself down. You have brought yummy treats. You are so nice to share, but me, I have nothing. My cupboards are bare.
Again? Bear?
Yes. Why does the bear feel sad?
His covers are all bare. And friends are giving him all that food.
That's right. He feels sad because his friends are bringing all this food and his cupboards aren't there and he doesn't have anything to share. Mouse squeaks, don't fret. There's enough, dear bear. You don't need any food. You have stories to share. His friends hug him tight. It'll be all right. And the bear says, thanks. That's right. So what's Bear going to share? What's that? Oh my goodness. What are they doing with it? Cooking the fish. So what is Bear going to share? Since he doesn't have any food in his cupboards, what's he going to share instead of food? Mouse squeaks, don't fret. There's enough, dear bear. You don't need any food. You have stories to share.
Oh, shush.
Yeah, he's going to share stories. They pass around platters. They tweet and they chatter. What's a platter? Pass around platters. A platter.
Food.
Yeah, but the plate that the food sits on is a platter. If you have a big plate and you put food on it, the plate is the platter. So they pass around platters, they tweet and they chatter. And they all say, thanks. Yay. Which one's your favorite character in this book?
Raven.
You like Raven? Say, my favorite character is Raven.
My favorite character is Raven.
Why do you like Raven?
Because he's black and he can fly.
He can fly. I bet you'd like to fly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks, bud.
So that was a nice little video just showing a mom reading with her son, and you could see the kinds of questions she was asking him and some of the prompts when he wasn't able to answer. So we have another shorter video that shows a focus on writing and also practicing letters and sounds.
So this is a nursery rhyme, and I used to say this when you were really, really little. This one's called Humpty Dumpty. Humpty Dumpty. I'm going to read it to you, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay?
Humpty Dumpty.
Can I read it to you? Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. Poor Humpty.
No, he's just an egg.
He is an egg. Do you think he would break if he fell off the wall?
Yes.
I think so too. Okay, so this time what I'd like you to do is go through that nursery rhyme and circle all the uppercase H's and all the lowercase h's that you see.
So the H's.
All the uppercase and lowercase. So you might want to go right through the line and make sure you don't miss any. And then when you circle it, can you say the sound it makes? Good. Check this sentence. You see any lowercase h's? Good job. I think you got them all. Now, can you write an uppercase H for me? Got it. You do two more and say the sound as you write it. I see. Good. All right, how about a lowercase h? Here, can I see the pencil? So right here, that almost looks like an R. So you want to make sure you do the line and then come straight up and around. Can you trace that one for me? Trace that one. Come straight up and then do your little, there you go.
So the parent focused on just one letter. She wanted to make sure that he could recognize the letter. She also wanted to make sure he could recognize the uppercase and the lowercase. And then she also wanted to make sure he knew the sound that it made. So this is something that you can do with the books that you have that we've provided, or with any book that you have in your home. And you could do with any page. So these are just some ideas you can use with your child.
In addition to that, if you are working with your child, you can use a straw, you could use a covered pen, and just pretend to circle or point to those letters. She had a particular piece of paper, but you could just use something to point instead of actually writing in the book if you prefer.
Good idea, Sue.
What you are about to hear now is the actual author who wrote 2 of the books we have provided for you in your book box. The first author is going to read his book, It's Okay to Be Different. We will then discuss some strategies for how you can talk to your child about this book.
It's okay to be missing a tooth, or 2, or 3. It's okay to need some help. It's okay to have a different nose. It's okay to be a different color. It's okay to have no hair. It's okay to have big ears. It's okay to have wheels. It's okay to be small, medium, large, or extra large. Raise your hands if you think I'm medium. Large? Okay, we'll keep going. It's
We have provided for you a packet that you received in your book box. This packet has an activity that goes with each book. The activities are written in English and Spanish. It's Okay to Be Different has an activity where we're asking you and your child to talk about a time when maybe you felt a little different, and it was a time that you really didn't feel that good. We're also asking, maybe you can ask a friend or a family member, what is something about you that makes you different and makes you special? When you're working with your child, you could talk about this. The parent, if the child has trouble writing, can write for the child, or it can just be a conversation. Or in the larger spaces, you could draw your response if that is something that you're more comfortable with. Now we will watch and listen to a book being read in both Spanish and English. We will then talk about some strategies we can use with the book after we see the video.
Please, Mr. Panda. Por favor, señor Panda. By Steve Anthony. Would you like a donut? ¿Quieres una rosquilla? Give me the pink one. Dame la rosada. No, you cannot have a donut. I have changed my mind. No, no te voy a dar una rosquilla.
Once again, we have this packet with an activity about Mr. Panda. This is an activity that focuses in on the point of the story, asking, why did Panda give donuts to only Lemur, not the other characters in the story? And again, there's a creative question below asking, if you were going to draw a picture of yourself talking to Mr. Panda, what would you say to be sure he would be willing to give you a donut? In addition, this is really about being polite and kind to people. So you might also consider, what have you done as a parent, or what has your child done in the last day or two that was an act of kindness? What was a time that they felt they did something nice for someone, or you did something nice, or they did something nice for you? So feel free to go beyond just what you see in our packet. Make the book your own topic of conversation.
Thanks, Sue. So we've also created a activities guide for you. It is in English as well as Spanish. And we have some ideas and strategies for you to use with your child. If you think back to the video that we just saw where the mom was reading with her child and she was saying, good job, good job. So we've created something that gives you some more words to use besides just good job. So in your packet, you will have how to praise your child. And so we just have some suggestions for, while they're reading, instead of saying good job, you could say, keep up the good work, good attempt. You're on the right track now. Nice going. I knew you could do it. Good for you. Things like that. Just some different ways to praise your child, because everyone likes to be praised. We also have in here a reading log. And a reading log is basically just a way to keep track of the books that you're reading. So you could write on there, please, Mr. Panda, and then whether the child liked it or not, they could give it a happy face or sad face. That would be a book rating. So the reading log is just a nice way to keep track of all the books that you're reading. We also have in here what to do when your child gets stuck on the word. So sometimes you heard the mom just say the word for the child, but other times you want to give them some suggestions. So you could say, look at the pictures. So when they come to a word they don't know, instead of just telling them the word, say, look at the picture. And sometimes the picture clues will give the child the hint for what the word might be. You could also ask them to go back and reread. And sometimes the mom reread something. You heard that in the video. And then also maybe just ask them, does that make sense? So if they said the wrong word, ask them to think about it. So we also have, there's a lot of things in here, but one last thing I'll show you is we also have some questions to ask about the book after reading. So for example, you could ask them to tell you, who is this story about? Describe the main character. So these are just things to give you some ideas for how to talk about the book after they finish reading it.
So let's think about what we talked about and shared today. First, the fact that you attended this workshop really lets us know how much you want your child to be a good reader. And it tells us reading is important to you, and making your child a good reader is something we can work on in school and at home. Thank you so much. Teachers love when they can be partners with parents. You also received information about the program your child is participating in as part of the Early Literacy Initiative grant, Stepping Stones for Pre-K, or Sound Partners in K1, 2, and 3. And you have seen some of the strategies you can use at home with your child. We demonstrated some, and there are many more for you to use within those packets that you received as well. Some specific activities go directly with those books, but feel free to make any of these activities your own. You know what your child loves.
So with that, we want to say thank you so much. Sue and I are so glad that you spent this time with us. We hope that you found it valuable. And we would like for you to fill out an evaluation to let us know how we're doing and maybe give us some suggestions. So there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can take your phone and you can point it at, if you open up your camera, find my camera, open up your camera and you just point it at that square, and it'll ask you on your phone if you want to open it. So you just open it, and then you will see the evaluation asking you how we did. You could also type in what you see on the screen there, the bit.ly/ELI workshop 1. All of those will get you to the evaluation. And we appreciate your you coming. We're so glad you came, right, Sue?
Oh, we do. This is just the beginning. You will receive information along the course of the school year. On occasion, you will have progress notes from the person who is working with your child. And we all want to make sure our children are good readers, and we want that to be something they really enjoy.
Thank you so much. We're so glad you came, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. How do I stop recording? I can trim this part out. There we go. Okay. Stop recording.